Hello everyone, it's Shannon here for Honeybee Stamps. In today's video, we will be creating this slimline card featuring the Bold Botanical set, and I will demonstrate one of my favorite stamping techniques, gradient stamping. We're going to start with the Bold Botanical stamp set itself. It's a large stamp set, it's 6 by 8, and it is very clearly labeled so you know which stems go to which flowers and even the flower centers. I'm going to start with some of the stems, and I'm going to stamp these in the kind of color order. So I'm grouping them together by color. So I've started with these first set of stems here, and I'm going to ink them up first with Peeled Paint Distress Oxide. You can use Distress inks if you have those as well. Either one will work. Really, actually, any ink will work for this technique. So I stamped it first in that peeled paint. I'm going to ink it up and stamp it a second time just to get a better impression, just to make it a little bit more crisp and even. Now that I've stamped it twice, I'm going to put this white paper underneath just so you guys can see my inking here a little bit better. And I'm holding my ink pad at a little bit of an angle. This is actually Pine Needles Distress Oxide. And you can see I only got the bottom part of the stems. And then I'll take this foam dauber here, the sponge dauber, and just kind of go over the edge where that pine needles is, just to kind of blend it out a little bit, and then I will stamp them, and that will create this really pretty gradation over the stems, and it just adds a lot more depth to the image and more interest. Now I want to show you this fun trick of aligning the stamp with the die for these spindly stamps. This can be really helpful to make sure that that stamp is positioned appropriately so it'll match the die later when we die cut it. Some of those little spindly stems can kind of get off when you line them up in your MISTI, so that helps by lining it up with the die first. I first have to ink these stems in Speckled Egg. Now I'm partially inking up the bottom with Evergreen Bough, and now I'm again using that sponge dauber to kind of blend out the edge of that Evergreen Bough so we get a nice transition, a nice gradation over these stems. So a different kind of green combo for the other stems. Now moving on to some of the flowers. These first I'm going to ink up in Seedless Preserves and then stamp them. Then I'm going to partially ink them up with Walnut Stain, again holding my ink pad at an angle so I only touch it at the very bottom of the stamp. And then I'll grab my dauber, kind of blend that Walnut Stain out, and then stamp. And that brown adds a nice darker shade to those flowers. Now we're moving on to the flower centers, and again, as I mentioned in the beginning, they're very clearly labeled. So once I've found the right stamp, I pulled it off of the acetate, and now I'm just going to position it in the center of that flower and stamp that flower in Wild Honey. I'll use this ink actually for some flowers later on. So now that I've stamped the center of those purple flowers, moving on to another flower and stem. First going to ink up the flower in Antique Linen, and then I'm going to move on to Fossilized Amber for the stem and partially ink those flowers. I didn't bother to blend out here because these colors were kind of lighter and they just kind of blended, made a nice transition on their own. Repeated that kind of process for another flower from the set, and now we're moving on to two more sets of flowers. These are going to be our yellow combo, so I started with Wild Honey and then stamped them. Then I'm going to move on to Rusty Hinge, do my partial inking, so only ink up the bottom of these flowers, and then I'll grab my sponge dauber here and just kind of blend out that Rusty Hinge so we get a nice gradation over these yellow flowers as well. And then we're almost done here. We just have the center of these flowers, so I've found them on the acetate, lined them up. I'm going to just ink them up in Ripe Persimmon and stamp the centers. And then our last flower here is going to be in a red combo, starting with Barn Door, again inking up the flowers and then stamping them. And then I'll do my partial inking with Aged Mahogany, and after I ink that, I will blend a little bit with the foam dauber and then stamp, and then we have all our flowers complete. So I went ahead and die cut all my flowers and stems out with the matching dies, and now I'm going to start gluing the flowers to their stems. I'm using Honeybee Stamps Precision Glue here, their liquid glue, just adding a little bit of glue to the top of the stems and then gluing the flowers, overlapping those stems a little bit so they stay in place. And this goes really quick, and suddenly we have like all these beautiful wildflowers ready to go. I'm not going to move on to my sentiment. I went ahead and die cut 2 gratefuls out using the new Bitty Buzzwords fall set, die set, and I added some liquid glue to the top of one and then just stacked the second on top to make it a little bit dimensional. Now we're going to move on to the stamp set. So this is the Bitty Buzzwords fall stamp set. I've pulled off a sub-sentiment from that set, and I'm going to heat emboss it, so I did apply some anti-static powder, then inked it up in Versamark ink. Now I'm dipping it into some white embossing powder, and then I'll heat set with my heat gun. Now to get this to kind of match all the colors that we have in our florals, I'm going to actually ink blend over that heat emboss sentiment with antique linen. That will really bring out that color in the bouquet. And then I went ahead and just trimmed that sub-sentiment down to a strip. Now we have everything ready to go to kind of finish up this card. First thing I'm going to do is arrange these flowers over a slimline card base. So this slimline card base is a little bit more economical. It is 3.5 by 8.5. So it's a little bit smaller than your standard slimline, but it's just a tiny bit, like 1/8 of an inch smaller on the side. So really hardly noticeable. Once I had all those flowers arranged, I then grabbed a big piece of press and seal, placed it over, picked them all up. Now I'm adding foam adhesive to the backside and then removing the backing on the foam adhesive. This will add some nice dimension to these flowers. Arrange them over my slimline card base and then just remove that piece of press and seal. Gosh, that press and seal is so handy. Now I'm going to just finish up with my sentiment. I'm going to glue my sentiment strip over that Grateful word die cut out. And after I get that in place, then I'm going to add some foam adhesive to the back side of that sentiment strip. I'm not going to even add it to the word die cut because that's very intricate and tiny. And I do want to make sure I leave a little gap between that sentiment strip for the stems to fit. And I also doubled up that foam adhesive under the sentiment strip so it could fit over those stems very easily. And here is the finished card. I'll hold the camera so you can get a good look at this kind of fall bouquet card. That subtle gradient over those images adds a lot of interest and depth to them, and it was so easy to do. I love gradient stamping. It's one of my favorite techniques. I hope you guys enjoyed today's card and video. If you have any questions about the products I use, please check out the links below in the description. Thank you so much for watching and hope you have a wonderful day.